Negotiating a used car in this day and age is extremely tricky. So how do you get the best deal? Frank is a great negotiator, but unfortunately you can't take him when you're buying a used car. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 tips on how to negotiate the best deal. One of the best negotiating tools in this day and age is to buy local. Buy local is our very first tip, and I'm talking about within 30 to 40 miles of your home. If you find a vehicle that's in a local dealership, what you need to do then is go out and find 3 to 5 more like vehicles and use those as a competitive set. You want to make sure you save that data so that way when you go into the dealership, you can use that as a negotiating tool. And you want to make sure that you are negotiating like vehicles. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is that dealership employees like, well, that's not the same car, this has got more equipment, that's got less equipment, so on and so forth. So go to MaroneyLabels.com. I'll link them in the description. They are not sponsored by this channel in any way, but that's a great tool to use to make sure that you are negotiating apples to apples. Negotiating price is extremely difficult, but if you want to go there, what you need to do to that salesperson or sales manager is sit there and be like, listen, I want to keep my business local. Do you want me to keep my business local? And get a yes out of them. They're always going to say yes. That's when you say awesome, and you reiterate that you're going to do all of your vehicle service needs right here at this dealership. That's when you bring up these other dealers that are 50, 75, 100 miles out and say, listen, I did look at a couple other vehicles and I like them just as much as I like yours, but you're local to me. Do you want me to keep my business local? Let them say yes again. I know we're repeating ourselves, but it's very good to get them to say yes over and over and over again. Dealerships right now, especially new car dealerships, are unwilling to sell people out of their market because they know you're never going to come back to them, you're never going to spend another dime with them, and the likelihood of you buying another car from them down the road is extremely small. So utilize this very first tip to start out your negotiations and get the best deal. And this is a level 500 IQ strategy to ensure that you're getting the best deal. You're already local, but now what you want to do is entice them that, hey, listen, I may be interested in your financing because I'm already pre-approved at XYZ Bank, and also I might be interested in warranty. Never, never, never tell them you're paying cash, but you haven't decided on how you're paying for the car. If you tell them you're paying cash, it's gonna give you the less chance of getting a better deal. I ran into this 5 or 6 years ago and I absolutely love it, and I think you're gonna absolutely love number 2, and that's hire an expert. Listen, car buying sucks, but it shouldn't have to. This is why you need to put all this suckiness stuff on someone else. You're gonna hire someone to save you time and save you headaches. And 5 or 6 years ago, I ran into this guy named Mike out of Ohio, and he owns a company called Your Car Buying Advocate. He goes out and does everything for you. Doesn't cost a lot of money. He knows exactly what you're looking for, he knows exactly what your budget is, and he goes out and finds it for you. And the best thing about it is, he does all the legwork of locating, he does all the legwork of negotiating. You just show up to the dealership and sign, or better yet, do everything electronically and have the car shipped right to your house. I hate to even have this be a number 3, but negotiate items to be fixed on the vehicle you're buying. Yes, dealerships are not utilizing the service department like I have here at my store to fix items. They're basically selling stuff as is. I've even seen dealerships out there not even detail cars. These pictures right here you see are from one of the top 25 Chevrolet dealers in the country, and they literally have cars on their website for sale, not even detailed. Absolutely mind-boggling. Now, the reason they're doing this is because when you fix a bumper like this, or you spend money on paint to fix issues like this, if the market changes, dealerships cannot get these reconditioning items out. Right now, we're in a very, very tricky time that if the market shifts, dealers could be in a whole lot of trouble and have water on the cars that they own. So dealerships are literally out there trying not to fix anything and getting the most money they can out of the car without retailing it. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law just bought a car, and we had to play this game with the dealership that they bought their car from. We had to get wheels replaced, we had to get tires replaced, we had to get seats fixed, we had to do all sorts of goofy things that should have been done, but it wasn't, and they're asking high retail for this car. And by the way, the 392 is not our car, it's a service customer car, because we're putting a Whipple supercharger in it. Number 4 has to do with this guy right here. Previous to the economy crash in 2008, 2009, if you walked into a dealership and said, hey, I'm looking to sell my car, will you buy it? They'll laugh you off the dealership property. Dealerships have not been buying cars for very long, but now it's a big business for them, including us. So if you've got something you want to sell and within 150 miles of our dealership, hit us up, mikescarstore.com. First and foremost, you want to be able to make sure that you know exactly what your car is worth. When you are at home, you want to go to ChevyDude.com, utilize the tool that I have on there. That is 100% a tool that you will never get communicated by. That's why I pay for the money to have that on there to help you guys out as much as I can. And then of course, you know, Carvana's out there, CarMax is out there, Vroom's out there, and a new company called Pedal. All of those give you online values that they're willing to pay you cash right on the spot. Dealerships hate that, and dealerships are willing to beat their prices or match their prices so that way they don't get supported. So after you've gotten those online offers, the next step that you have to do is basically go to dealerships when you're ready to buy a car. But you've got to go to dealerships that are willing to buy your car. If you've got a Toyota Corolla, don't go to a Lexus store. They have no interest in your car. If you're buying a Lexus and you're trading in a Toyota Corolla, don't utilize them for your value. They're probably just gonna send that to auction. They're gonna give you the lowest amount of possibly they can because they need to recoup their money at auction. By going to 3 or 4 dealers on the market, now you can trade your car in at that Lexus dealer and say, listen, I got all of these values here, what can you do? And level 500 IQ is when you trade your car in most states, they give you tax credit, so it lowers your tax liability, so you get more for your trade as well. The more dealers you have involved, the better chances you are to get more for your car. And another level 500 IQ is go out to Facebook Marketplace and put your car out there for the highest trade value or very low private party offer and see what dealerships call you and see if you can earn business that way as well. Number 5 can save you anywhere from $30 to $100, and if gas prices are extremely high, it could save you $1 million. So Davenport saved you $1 million by watching until the end of this video. And that's negotiate a full tank of gas in on your used cars. All new cars come with a full tank of gas, but used cars do not, and dealerships will be cheap and not give you $30 to $100 worth of gas on a car deal. It absolutely blows my mind. I have argued and argued and argued for 22 years with managers inside the companies I work for to fill up a customer's tank of gas, and they don't want to do it, and I don't understand it. So here at Mike's Car Store, we fill every single car up with gas or diesel, if it is diesel, because it's just the right thing to do. It lets you leave the lot to have a nice, happy drive and not go somewhere else and put gas in the car almost immediately or a couple days later. But there's a tip on how you negotiate gas in correctly. If you sign on the dotted line and they're getting your paperwork ready, it's like, oh, by the way, when you fill it up with gas, they're probably gonna tell you no. Right before you sign on the dotted line that says you're gonna buy this car, you look at the salesperson, you look at the manager and say, hey, listen, I think we got a deal here, but I just need one more favor. Can you help me out so get this deal across the line? And they're gonna say yes, because they always say yes. What's that? I just need you to fill the vehicle with gas. They're gonna say yes, and you just saved yourself a little bit of cash. And this is Frank's favorite part. The number 1 tip that you take out of this video is negotiate everything separate. You have to negotiate the price of the car. You have to negotiate your trade-in, and you have to negotiate your financing, all separate. You do not interlace them in. You stay focused like a laser beam and make sure that you focus in on those singular ones. And when you're happy with the price of the car, you move on to the trade. When you're happy with the trade, you move on to financing. And after that is when you know you've got a great deal.